My name is Thomas Weller. I'm 67 years old, a retired high school history teacher from Ohio, and I spent most of my life chalking lessons onto a blackboard, raising 3 children with my late wife, Claire, and dreaming about the day I'd finally be able to trade the classroom for calm waters and chirping birds. That dream finally came true 6 years ago when I bought a modest but beautiful cabin at Whispering Pines Lake, nestled in the rural embrace of northern Georgia. I didn't move there to make noise. I didn't go there to stir up trouble. I came for peace I thought I'd earned after a lifetime of service to my family, my students, and my country. But peace, it turns out, isn't always what people want for you. Sometimes people see your quiet happiness and decide it doesn't fit into their version of the world. The cabin was built in the 1950s by a World War II veteran named Earl Jenkins. He passed it down to his son, and I bought it from his grandson, who had long since moved to California. It had a creaky dock, a stone chimney, and a redwood porch where Claire's old rocking chair now sat. She passed away 8 years ago. That chair was her favorite spot on earth. The neighborhood wasn't fancy, but it was tight-knit, or so I thought. I didn't pay much attention to the community politics. I kept my yard tidy, attended the occasional potluck, and mostly spent my days fishing or fixing little things around the cabin. Then the letters started from the Whispering Pines Lakefront Homeowners Association, a group I had never heard of before. The envelope came in April as the daffodils were just starting to bloom. Notice of non-compliance. It read: unapproved alterations of property, rustic dock structure, non-standard materials. My dock, that old thing Earl built it himself in 1960. The board were aged, sure, but solid. And more importantly, it was on my land. I called, numbered the bottom of the letter, and got voicemail. Then another letter came. This one was sterner: failure to correct violations may result in legal action, including fines or removal of structure. They were trying to scare me, but I'd spent 35 years dealing with teenage boys in detention. I knew when someone was bluffing. I dug into the paperwork. My deed clearly showed my property line. There was no mention of any requirement to join a homeowners association. In fact, it mentioned that my parcel was exempt from any future HOA regulation grandfathered in from before the HOA even existed. I went to one of their meetings. They held it in a refurbished clubhouse on the hill, complete with modern siding, a flagpole, and polished landscaping. It was run by a man named Brett Campbell, who looked like he missed being the quarterback in high school a little too much. Mr. Weller, he said, like he was speaking to a stubborn child, we're trying to maintain a standard here. This cabin was built before you were born, son, I replied, and it'll probably outlast your little clubhouse too. That's when I noticed something. The clubhouse where they held their meetings, their barbecues, their community yoga classes was partially built on the old Jenkins land, my land. I went home that night and pulled out the full survey. It was clear as day. When the HOA expanded their clubhouse 5 years ago, they had unknowingly, or maybe knowingly, built the extension right onto my lot, about 20 feet of my southern boundary, including a chunk of the back patio and a storage shed. I hired a lawyer. The next week the HOA sent more letters. They increased the pressure, threatening to sue or fine me thousands. I responded by serving them with a cease and desist. Brett and his board panicked. They offered to buy the land. I refused. They offered to remove the dock for free. I laughed. Eventually they propose a compromise: just let us keep using the back portion. Brett pleaded, and we'll resend the violation notice. I looked him in the eye and said, I'm not interested in deals with people who bully their neighbors. I gave them 60 days to vacate. They didn't believe I'd follow through, but I did. My lawyer filed an official eviction notice. 2 months later, a sheriff and a court order made it clear the HOA had trespassed. They had No legal right to land, and now they had to demolish that part of the clubhouse. Or pay me rent. They chose to demolish it. The neighborhood was split. Some people thought I went too far, others quietly thanked me. Turns out I wasn't the only one they targeted. Over the years there were others, an old couple who kept a clothesline, a widower with too many lawn gnomes, but no one had fought back. Not until now. That summer I rebuilt the dock. I planted sunflowers near the edge of the property where the clubhouse once cast a shadow, and I added a plaque to Claire's chair. It reads *in memory of peace, hard-earned, because here's what I've learned at 67. Bullies wear all kinds of uniforms. Some wear suits, some carry clipboards, some sit in little clubhouses and make rules about your yard, but no matter how polite they sound, when someone tries to take your peace, you fight back with truth, with patience, and if need be with the law. And when you win, you don't gloat. You sit quietly on your porch, sip your coffee, and let the wind chimes sing a little song of justice. That's what I do now every morning, and Claire's chair still rocks beside me. Life lessons 1. Know your rights. Don't let fear or fancy titles make you forget what's legally yours. 2. Stand your ground. Even quiet people can make a mighty noise when they stand for what's right. 3. Peace is worth protecting. You can always rebuild a shed. You can't always reclaim peace of mind. 4. Kindness isn't weakness. Being nice doesn't mean being a pushover. Real strength is quiet, steady, and sure. So, to anyone facing pressure, threats, or injustice, remember this: even a retired teacher with rocking chair and a stubborn heart can move mountains when pushed. 2.